Sanonani Molweni, and welcome to yet another episode of TVC Waar Lam with your girl Uzama, owaziwa ngozamzukwana closets on the social streets. Thank you so much, guys, for subscribing to our channel. Thank you for engaging with us. Comment section, we see your comments. Thank you for liking and sharing our content. If you are subscribing, please do so. It's absolutely free. Today I have a guest by the name of Ulindiwe Mdlalose, and Usisi, she's a motivational speaker, as well as a musician. Mina ngikhuluma ngento engayibona ku-article ne, uzangicorrecta if ngirong. And she will be telling us more about ivar lakhe. So without wasting his isikhathi, she will tell us what that var is.
Ngiyaphila. Yeah. Thank you so much for having me.
No, thank you for coming through. So Stella usitshele ukuthi uSisilindiwe ubani?
Okay. uSisilindiwe intombazana eyazalelwa eWhiteville. There's a small location in Benoni called Whiteville. Then I grew up Vosloorus, ngisahlala khona namanje. Sisilindiwe ke umama weingane eziwu2, amantombazana. And with Sisilindiwe, she's coming from a Christian background. Ngizalwa ubaba umfundisi, ama PKs, you know, yeah, ama PKs. So yeah, na ngikhulele ekhayeni lenkolo, we were taught how to pray, how to fast, mawuhlangabezana neyinkinga. And then also I'm a motivational speaker. I don't do motivation just because people are doing it, ne. It's because of testimony le nginayo, of which engizoyixoxa namhlanje, you know, to make people ukuthi bazi ukuthi impilo ayikho lula kangaka. But esikhathini esiningi thina siyenza ibe difficult because of our choices. And again, now Sisilindiwe ke ku music industry ngaqala 2006, around 2006 and 2007. I was working as a backup artist, you know, the legend uThoko Mdlalose uAntwami. She's into umbaqanga. So she's the one wangigruma, wanginikeza nje this appearance stage. So yeah, that's all I can say ngoSisilindiwe ukuthi uSisilindiwe ubani. Yes.
So singene endabeni. So 2008, that's when you started drug trafficking.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
How did it become before
Yes.
Before you started with drug trafficking, before you got introduced to drug trafficking?
Okay. Well, like I said, Sisilindiwe, she's coming from a Christian background. Ekhaya siyakholwa, you know, Sisilindiwe, we used to go to church. Ekhaya lomculo singcele kuma. Sihlabelele esontweni. I think that thing interest yokuhlabelela yokuthi ngigcine ngiyithathe ngiyenza into serious ukuthi ngingcele ekhaya. So bengumntwana nje, I was very quiet, a very shy person. Umuntu bethanda ispace sakhe mangikhula. So it all started mase ngingena kule industry sengihlangabezana namanye ama girls ukuthi manje ngivuleka amehlo. Well, uLindiwe makakhula bengile ntombazana ethanda ubuhle, ngithanda yabona life emnandi, soft life, like we call them ama slay queens today. So bengiwumuntu ohalela leyo mpilo. I would say into yangiphusha ukuthi ngene ku drug trafficking is because of that lifestyle. And before ngixoxa ngisho ukuthi iqala kanjani lento, I would like to say let us learn to be content, because ekhaya uma nobaba they've tried ukuthi basinike impilo. I'm not saying we're coming from a rich background, but they tried ukuthi silala sidlile every day. They tried to take us to school, but because of uLindiwe wayehalela impilo uNkulunkulu angamnikezanga yona, yangiphushela ukuthi ngingene ku drug trafficking. Well, it started in 2008, whereby benginabangani, we were all into the same industry. Siyabhekapha, because there was also this choir benginokucula nayo, ihlabelela ensemble, like I would work with different artists as well. So things were not going okay, like bokungana ma gigs. You know, our industry can be so frustrating sometimes, bokungana mali kunganani. So what was different about Abogale, my friends? They were like glowing, they were shining. Boba maslay queen. So ngini nokuzibuza ukuthi hey man, wabaziphila sonke and we are still hustling for ama gigs. Mina imali ayikho. Mara look at them. Ngathi I need to ask them ukuthi no guys, nenza ngani. Babuze ngithi, "Hey, bochomi, khulumani man. Why nina lempilo lengilangazelelayo nenza ngani?" Bathi kimi unesibindi. Nithi mina yes nginaso. But well ke girl thina since it drug trafficking. As you see us sibahle kanje si afford impilo, we travel around the world. Silanda ama drugs siswalethela ekhaya, mawafika basibhadali bese life goes on. Siyaphila ke njengoba usibona. Ngithi serious, but yeah, ngithi no, I can do that mina guys, into engiyifunayo ngifuna ukufana nani, ngifuna ukufitha ku level. Well, bathi mawuvuma, we're going to take you to our boss. Nangempela, they took me to their boss. Mangifika ku boss, the first question nayayibuza wathi unasi isibindi na? Ngathi mina, yes, I do have isibindi because ngifuna imali. Athi okay Lindiwe, if you say ukuthi unasi isibindi, what's going to happen is that so first we are going to change your image, because now when you travel mawungena airport nayo kumele ihloniphe. Akumelanga ube umuntu abazovele beze kuwe bafuna ukubuza ama question like ube suspicious ukuthi mhlawumbe awusazi story sakho. When you enter there, you have to look like this, you know, businesswoman. Babona ukuthi lo muntu uyayiphilela. Ngathi masiyo le ngiyifunayo, ngifuna vele leyo mpilo leyo. Athi from there we're going to buy you a ticket and also we're going to give you pocket money.
Okay.
So sizokuthumela kuleyo country sovumelana ngayo ukuthi uyakuyo. Mawufika nalapho, you'll get people abazokwamukela. They still going to do ilento esiyenza. They will pamper you, they'll take you to a nice hotel. So nje yonke into izohamba kahle. And then mawubuya usebenze kahle, we're going to pay you. Lalela yahlala kamnani ngathi this is the life move.
Ama risks mentionwanga lapho ne?
Ama risk phela ngeke bawa mention because it's business to them. They want money. So again sivumelana ngithi no, I'm in. Athi well mawuthi ini sizokudinga ukuthi usiyele Brazil. As in like next week we'll make means senze konke ukuthi uhambe. Yo, ke la sangani ke. Hayi mangibuya lapho ngithi hayi manje life seyaqala manje nayi lempilo bengiyifuna. So endlini bazi ngomuntu oku music ngiyacula nginokuhamba ngithi sinama gigs sinanani. So mangibuya ke na like ngibatshele ukuthi hayi mano ba kuzowenzekala ukuthi kube ne tour ngizohamba no auntie siye Durban because I was busy with my aunt around that time. So umuntu bekahamba kakhulu bengihamba naye besihamba kakhulu Durban.
Okay.
Preparing them ukuthi ngizobe ngekho. Ngasho ngathi it can take 2 weeks or 1 week but ngizobe ngekho. Well, uboss athi Lindiwe lalela. Mawenza lo msebenzi lo ifear mele kungabe umngani wakho. Make sure ukuthi uba bold enough because once kufika ifear kuwe, that's when uzoba suspicious mawufika airport. So mangifika ke nami endlini ivlog ngiloku yabo nama walks endlini yabona ngiyasicompose ukuthi ngiyaprepare ukuthi ngibe lo siso nezimali zakhe uyalalela. So lifika ilanga angithengela ithikithi imali yonke into yimloya airport. Nawo mamdlalo sogibela ibhano ishow. Ngihamba ngeBrazil.
So uqala ukuhamba uyi1.
Ngihamba ngeyi1.
I know nesibindi ngempela.
Hamba uyi1 nje. Well ngihambeke njoba bashilo ukuthi mangifika ngizobathola bangilindile nangempela ngihambe kahle ngifike ngibathole bangilindile. Mina I said to myself nase kubangani bami ukuthi you know what, mina mangibuya eBrazil mabangibhadala ngizostopa. Le mali engizoyithola ngizoqala nje business yabo. Fine. Hambeke ngeBrazil ngifike bangilindile. Wow, welcome. Oh lalela bangise ku hotel. Yazini. To me it was more like a holiday. Banginika imali but you can go wherever you want to go nje. Uthenge whatever uyifunayo. So ngaspend 1 week lapha eBrazil. Ngihlala khona ke ngaziphamparisha kwabamnandi. So baphinde ke babuya kimi bazongibona ehotel because bebanginika isikhathi sami nje ukuthi ngibe yi1 ngenze whatever ngiyifunayo. Bafika ukuthi ngizohamba ngakusasa. Bafika namhlanje mabafika what was strange ukuthi mabafika they were having a new luggage mabangena ehotel. I'm like okay. Mabafika bathi kimi Lindiwe lalela la, you're not going to use your luggage mabuyele emuva, you're going to use the luggage yethu. Reason being luggage leyo bese ifakiwe ipackagewe from the factory bafaka ama trucks. When you open the luggage you cannot see ama trucks. So be packagewe nje from a factory yonke into right. But so all you need to do ukuthi uthathe impahla zakho usifake kule luggage. That's okay. But give me good luck. We're not going to be here tomorrow mawuhamba but uhambe kahle. So yazi uNkulunkulu siyamfaka enaseyintweni ezirong. Noma senza ububi bethu siyambiza. That night I couldn't sleep. I prayed, you know, praying ukuthi baba hamba nami. Nangempela ke lifika ilanga ngakusasa yimloyana ngiziprepare ama walks nani yabona. Like ijam zobe ngibambe so njoba ngitsheliwe ukuthi please ungalingi umoshe lapha sibindi siyaphilisa. Fike ke na ilanga ngiyenze ki Uber ifike ngithathe ingese airport. Well ngene airport lalela muhlu girl bamprepareile yonke into on point. Ngena ngiphushila luggage yami ngena ngichecka in, all went well. Ngibode to God be the glory, azange kube nenkinga. Ngibuye ngifike mangifika, wow. Phela mawusebenze kahle wabuya nento othunyewe yona, kuyajatshula kube mnandi. Bangilindile ngapha eMzansi sengibuyile mase ngiphethe le shandisi lapho. Bangithathe ke bangise hotela nabo. Mangifike hotela lalela. Into benginokuyibona emamovini leyo. Masifike hotela imali lokumele bangibhadale yona. Lalela esithandwa sami bayithatha imali bayindlala embedeni bayike ngama-50 ngama-100. Lalela bengithe mina ngizovele ngithola imali ngeke. Mase ngibona le lifestyle ngithi hayi musumhlobo wami ngiphethe umhlaba mina. Akuphuma la. Bathi nayi ke imali yakho bayindlale yonke embedeni. Yo ngithi hayi mus zakhala la. Lindiwe ke from lapho bangishiye ngihlale hotela lami ngivuke the following day ngithatha imali sengibuyele ekhaya. Remember ekhaya bazi ngomuntu ohamba ama gigs and emangambile nginokubuye maybe naleyo 2.5 or 3,000 yana. So I can't really show ukuthi mina sengomadam. You understand? I can't really show.
Can you share how much that was?
The thing is that I don't like to share in most cases. The reason why I will tell you. Mang interview about imali, you know why I don't want to share? Because omunye umuntu mangi busy fika kuye men's go to know I want to try lento because I still get messages nama calls from people when you are saying what pushed you to eat drug trafficking is because of bothanda izinto. But mina la ekhaya ngumntwana ngintombazana abazala basekho ngiselena abantwana akunamali silambile angisebenzi. I want to try. So ama-figures, I wouldn't like to mention ukuthi how much, but bekuyimali ngaleso sikhathi I don't want to lie. So now Lindiwe can't spend imali ekhaya yenzeni because bazoba suspicious ukuthi imali engaka. Lindiwe ke makabuya into bekayenza ngemali makabhadaliwe ke manje Lindiwe bekazosileya vele label from head to toes like mazikali. Ngemaklabini emasentini la tops whereby when you buy your champagne 5,000 rand bengibukisa. That was bengizijabulisa ngalokho. Or going around in your hotel ngihlale ngiziphamparish yabo ngispende kanjalo imali yami. So ngibuye ke normally ngibuyile fine kube nje yaya. Boss kangibize athi Lindiwe, we would need you to go to Africa as well because bengenza nama Africa locally. So I've been to Congo, I've been to Namibia, I've been to Malawi, Zimbabwe, Africa nje ngihambile ngishushumbisa wona ama drugs. I remember very well to 2011 because all I can say is that I think mangena kulomkhakha lo wokushushumbisa uLindiwe bekangaziphileli yena. There was this spirit, I can say, bekunale spirit besingipusha because bengenale sibindi lesi like really bengomunye umuntu. You know makuthiwa Lindiwe hamba uyakuphi bengabuzi bengathandabuzi bengivele ngihambe like bengibold enough. So there was this spirit besingipusha, like I said, addiction yokuthanda imali, addiction inzima. People abazo attesta abazi abanama addiction, they would say ukuthi addiction when you say you want this thing you don't care ukuthi bathi lapha kunenyoka or kune lion, but because of this thing ekupushayo. So Lindiwe bekaphila emhlabeni wakhe nje ukuthi you know what, I'm owning the world, yazi ngenza izinto zenzeke. Fine, 2011 ubosi athi Lindiwe, we want you to go to India. So what was happening is that Tina ama drug mules masihleli bese siya-check, siya-research ama countries because I knew ukuthi lento engenza enejele but bokungasinto esengqondweni yami because bengibona konke kusashelela uyabo. So mangitravela I would check i-country ngiyakuyo just to check ijele lakhona ukuthi hadn't been kwenzeka something, would I be able to cope there? Yabo? So mabathi India ngithi yo ngibonile India zakhala ngithi hayi mara nyaya imali. Fine bathi ke Lindiwe, would need you to go to India. Ngivume ngithi okay. Hambe nangempela nge-India mangifika bangamkele as usual. Ngehotel ngihlala leyo viki. And then what happened is that e-India bengiyolanda masuits wamadoda. The story was that ngine shop South Africa. So I'm selling la masuits. So ilanga malifika ke leli lami lokuthi ngibuye manje ngise airport e-India ngiyo-checka in. So while I was outside with this luggage beyisinda kakhulu because bekunamasuits amaningi. I was not aware ukuthi kunale phoyisa eli-scouter our movements because angithi bayabheka umuntu suspicious and all of that. So while pushing this i-trolley le ngifake kuyo i-luggage yami kuyabonakala ukuthi lo muntu yasindelwa beyingisinda yiloko ihamba iphuma endleleni. So mina ngithi this police guy uza ngoba ufuna ukungisiza yabona nje kanti angazi ukuthi usemsebenzini. Well, athi, how are you, ma'am? Ngithi, I'm good. And yourself? Athi, where you from? Ngithi, South Africa. Let me tell you something. Inda, when you say you're from South Africa, basibizo Mandela. Like airport nje, yakuhlonipha Mandela. You know, tata nje bayamhlonipha into katata nje bayithathe yaba into serious. So athi, wow, Mandela. Ngithi, hayi lapho mase kathi, wow, Mandela angihambela phezulu ngithi, yabo.
Right.
Kanti angiboni ukuthi semsebenzini. Fine. Siphusha-ke nayitroli athi let me help you because ngiyabona ukuthi uyasindela kunani lapha kathi ngithi no nginamasudu ngine-shop eSouth Africa so ngiyothengisa wona athi okay let me help you phusha yimi lo yanaye siyangena siyo-checka in masifika lapha ekucheck-in ngibona this other police guy yes how are you ma'am same thing naye where you from I'm from South Africa ngokuchoma Mandela ngithi yes athi can you please follow me I just want to ask you a question nyana yabo questions inside. By the way, these people, they are so friendly, man. I don't think uthi kushubile. Bahambe nami siye officeini singena. Masingena kunamanye amaphoyisa lapha etafuleni awu-3. Ngene but no sit down man ngihlale. But kimi no sicela ukuchecka nje lamasudu wakho ayimaningi man. Hey angaka. Funa nje ukuchecka kahle ukuthi kwenzakalani. Yabo bathatha iluggage ambabeke etafuleni bawaphenye yabo baloku bawavula. You know, check. So while they were busy checking, kunale phoyisa lingibheke straight emehlweni. Amakangibheka ngiyashalazela manje sikhiphani. Angibheke umuntu wabantu. After ke asuke lapha aze kimi athi can we please go outside? Siphume mina nale phoyisa masiphuma athi kimi yazi we know ukuthi kunani lapha. Yo, ngiyashalazela ngithi say athi yes we know but manje ngifuna ukukwenzela ifavor. How much do you have? Ngithi ngizibuza ngithi lo muntu lo or mhlawumbe uyangitrick ufuna ngikhuluma iqiniso kwenzakalani la ngithi mara mangiqina ngoba nawo ukuthi ufuna ukungisiza ithi ngiyenze lento ayisho ngithi let me check ukuthi kuwallet nginamalini yimi lo yangicheck lucky enough being now $1,500 ngibuye ngithi ngina $1,500 athi okay let me go inside wait here engaphakathi hamba isikhathi nje ngiloku ngimile ngiyaphenika makabuya athi kimi woza ngena mangena bangikhombe bathi you are very lucky. Nithi. But next time, don't try it. Bathathe le mali. Bathi hamba. Nithi, hey, corruption everywhere. Should ikhuluma imali. That was close for me ukuthi ngingene eche. But because of the spirit, as I'm saying to you, addiction being controller. Bokumele ngifunde from lapha ukuthi manje indlela zami uNkulunkulu manje naye uyabona uyangibonisa ukuthi igrace yami manje so kuyala ngiyayistopha. Buyeke all went well bangibhadale sharp so ulindiwe ukuthi afunde nale asiko ukuthi inda ngingisabuyele no nomntombi bayamfonela futhi sicela ngibuyele internet athi ngijwayele lento sengijwayele imali angizicontrol the lifestyle ngibuyele but ke bonke bohamba kahle lapho now la nginithi khona where I'm heading to now the year that I always say mangikhuluma I respect year 2012 in my life because having been if lento yangenzakalela ngo-2012 azangiyenzele ngaba ngikho namhlanje ngaba ngihlelana nawe emhlabeni ulindiwe she was in very first gear umuntu othanda izinto hleze ngaba sekho emhlabeni but God had a plan nami ukuthi uyear 2012 ulindiwe kuzoba isifundo esizomqoqa simbuyise simenze nento akwazi ukucabanga you understand well here comes my boss again for me boss said Lindiwe we need you to come to LCCV khona yasime khona and bangifika athi kimi one thing I would say about my boss because mina ukumotivate one akusokukhuluma kabi nabantu remember the drug trafficking akekho umuntu wangibeka isibani iyakhanda wathi yetsanet yekhethene because wenza njani uthanda izinto nokuthi futhi I was never content so uboss wami was fair enough to tell me la ngiyakhona ukuthi buso angibizeke uboss athi kimi Lindiwe sifuna i-Argentina nena uthema lathi Argentina sesithina independence but security happened tight athi la uyakhona Argentina it's not easy my darling but ngisingahambe icabanga akusinto engifuna ungiphendule yona manje because abanye bayahamba babuya abanye babo but into emnandi ke-Argentina ayifaya khona ayifani namanye ama-countries labo hamba it's very very good means offer madengabe okay athamba uyicabanga uzobuya uphendule
Immediately mangiphuma lapha kuye mangisendleleni ngithi man, there's nothing for me to think about here. Bakwazile ngokuphunyuka bamphethe lapha e-India. Unamapolice bewansurroundile. I mean, inezongihlula la. Upon everything they offer is good, no, I'm going. Hambe bangifike endlini ngifonele mangifike endlini wethi no, we in. Yeah. Athi well, uzohamba ke next week. Kulelo viki lelo. Mina like mangiloku ngitravela ifike kungasonganami. I don't remember me. Tatazela. I do. But uthe makathi India kulelo viki ngicela ngaba nembuzo eminingi because I'm in Argentina. Yeah. Uthe man Argentina zakhalindi, are you sure? But because of the spirit isinika amandla. No, girl, bahamba. Hayi nosasane plane yakhe masakakubekele naye akufunda. Usokunika lamandla ukuthi hayi shona la. Ntwana nankinga lapha uzophumelela. So, kulelo viki lelo ulinde uba nephupho. Leno ngisamele ukutravel next week. Ngiba nephupho ephupheni ngise airport as usual. Imoyana ngihambela phezulu ngiyasitshela ngiphusha luggage yami. I'm not aware ukuthi mangiloku ngiphusha i-luggage yami inembobo. La ngihamba khona i-cocaine iyadrop. Ngithupho bese. Hayi, basenze sabe.
Oh, iphupho.
Oh, jeez. Ngiyaphupha lapho.
Okay.
Makusathi ngisabhekile ephupheni, ngibona there's 4 huge guys mangisurround. But give me them, can you please follow us? Ngoba kuphela kupho. Hayi mawuvu ekuseni ngathami. Angaze kubina amaphefumula mangihamba kwenzana nanda. But because of injwayelo nanesibindeni naso ngathi hayi kusanda ngihamba. Fikilanga ngihamba inbuya airport ngiya flight bheke eArgentina. Angaze ngibe nefear ngase flight. Lobe ngiyizwa lento man, but no. Fika Argentina as usual bangilindile. Bangithathe bangisokophela yonkinto njo njengenjwayelo. Hlale kulelo vika man, imvalo beviyaze. Nisheba. Fika ilanga belethe luggage.
But give me quick lad. So, sisoza mawufika uthambile ukuthatha.
Bye, following day sengihamba ke. That night laba fike ngaye luggage ngifuna baba bengithandaza ne, bengathandaza ubusuku bonke namanye amanye. Unamanye ama-trips one. But lase Argentina, I couldn't even sleep. Ngifile ubusuku bonke because bengizwa ukuthi man, to clean up ngashayida. I even fasted on the day. Ngiyizwa because bengizwa ukuthi sengilanga awinyanda umadlula a-taxify again. I-Uber ingithathe ingise airport. Mangifika airport ngaphandle, ngijuluka. Ngizwe manje ukuthi ngifika otherwise uzimbi yangisayinele. Bo. Kutzakalana. Imdoya ngengena, check in. Fine. Biggest cancel border. You know that. Airport. While we're still getting in your border, hey bo, you wanna lapha screen city flight here. Hey. Immediately mangibona that message, kwaba nevoice inyanda ngimethi, liyadelay khoso. Hey. After some few seconds, wenzeka exactly like a training. And just saw 4 huge guys go around. Ma'am, can you please follow us? Yeah. Immediately, yes, I think we do all this one. We're going to travel, being pinnacle planet, big boost. But immediately, my batty ma'am, we are going to shop. Yeah, we. You tell my batty ma'am, in the figure giving on the Maboni picture by Mama Nova. How am I going to deliver? Because I knew what man quite badge she would see that young man. But how am I going to deliver? Watching Bina, Boshi, should be some drugs. And remember, Laban, Arafumis, how are they going to stand in front of people? I shall not much, but I explained, hey, you know, ya. 3 officers immediately above Lumyao. He began on top of the table. Yeah. That I sit down, man. You know, those people in the Bible go bad nice. Yeah. They can be so nice to you. But again, ma'am, can you please give us permission to open your bag because we suspect which couldn't dare hand be Ashina.
Saying intention, so what's happening in the match?
I buy fully bags, but please, but it isn't a big yam. Keep him by yonking the balash really. Connects. Gabeza Bakumang Spanish match. Mabuya came months longer, ma'am. I asked Najwit. Can you give us a permission of the bags to be tuna thick? Couldn't tell her. Therefore, Vele was very so would be in bisque. That didn't a big yam by immediately cooking. Also, was Lucifer. I need to very epic, like I said, was from a fate. My fagging the cocaine, Babasai manufacture and everything. So, my break at the there's no way is of attack. nazo babuye-ke nophoyisa-ke athi mara why such a beautiful girl like you, what is your problem? Athi yazi le nto sizoyenza asifuni uyenza nanje, but we have to, umsebenzi wethu. Athi-ke uyazoyenzakalani manje? Nithi that's okay, siyobonga. The only thing is sokwenzela yona ifavor, so for you to talk to you, it's either your husband or your parents or your sister, because now it's going to be so hard for them, because uzonyamana labangakwazi ukuthi at least let them know. Alapho sengiyakhala.
Uzamile maybe ukuthi asikhulumeni guys.
Angifeka ukukhuluma laphayana, masokunjalo, and i-Argentina, the security lapha I knew, like I said, ukuthi akuhleko ke lapha kufani nakulamanye ama-country engingaba nalowo musa ukuthi bathi I negotiate. Lapha I knew ukuthi sonke uyazi mawuya lapho ukuthi it's either makuvuma uthixo kuyilanga lakho nelakho sovuya, but nje thatha ifoni ngithi I'm not gonna talk to my mom because thina abantu besifazane yazi siluda somhamba umama uyoyela aqineke. Let me rather talk to my dad because benginayo leyo relationship ngoba umama bekayishobona ngiyandaza bomama. I can dial my number. California, makayibamba ubaba ngithi ngiyanda ngimthakazele my phone. Hey, yazi the things on China yona need more shit. And then expecting nanoma yini uzoyisho nanoma yini uzoyenza. Because baba, all this while mambo traveling and meeting I'm going for tours, going to Durban, going to Cape Town. It was all lies. Me having peace and shushum besama drugs. And now kona manzi say Argentina and bullshit. Here's baba twasing. But see, Nyan, Matselanjo, which you send a favor, just take care of yourself. Because we can't come even to visit you. Sifuna ukuthi ndangelinye ilanga siphinde silibone sibe nabo yakashaya le Antoni ukuthi come to think of it, labazali benamayazi yonke lokungqona bengikwenza, but look at them, look at me, the way sponya angakhona to give yena nolindiwe ikuphi bongafanelanga nokuthi athone nawo mazwi nawo. So from lapho ke ngithathwe bangisesedini lase-airport. I couldn't even sleep because lapho mbedo khona number 2 khona lapho yokethi lapho nanena bengisukumile nje ngeenyawo ngiyeza mase ngikhathala ngayo upha kancane konini labo bathi akunathi lodanga. But I was busy crying. So manje ungikhala kwaba nevoice emane ngimathi bathu khalelani because I did show it is didn't. Bengukubonisa ukuthi na angisekho mina. Lana ke mvile the following day I was fire kumba kumba different ladies from different countries, from Thailand, some they from UK, you know. Starting about fire kumba kumba court. What is happening in Argentina is that you don't just go to a court in Libya just like that. When you go a court, they will just tell you to tholakala nama-drugs so, and what is going to happen uzonikezwa isigobesi ngada. It does not matter ukuthi uphethe ama-drugs amancane or amakhulu, but all the foreigners in Argentina baseva one sentence. Okay. Officially it was 4 years 6 months, but you do half of it. So lokho gave me ngakama down because in my mind bengicabanga ukuthi what if uyobulawa amanye ama-countries nama-drugs uyabulawa. Bengicabanga ukuthi what if I'm going to spend 20 years or even more, but immediately neither nobo wanginikeza ikhophi ngihamba down. From there bamthatha basithatha ke mathi, but from here you're going to ejele. Lalela ijele benginokubona emamuvi. Thanga ngibona niyasensende nobonda sesifika hayi ngakhala ngathi really ngijele. Iphi le yambiloni yana. Opleyo manindi waslay queen othanda izinto manje. Reality ke manje. Ngoba kuthiwa yonke into oyenzayo ngelinye ilanga uzobhadala ngiyobuwedwa. Your friends bazobe bangekho lapho. All those people bowenza nabo whatever that you were doing bazabe bangekho. So kumele manje ulalele nesigingqi ke manje udlane ushaye usijayivele wena wedwa. Athathwa ngangena. Longena laphayana. First inkinga benginayo lapha i-challenge language. I had to learn Spanish because bebangakhulumi English. I don't want to lie to you. Ijele is hoko. I won't lie to people, guys. Don't try. Indlela nezo hamba kuzo. You know yourself. Kuba abakunanele abazobona. You know yourself ukuthi uhamba aphi. Ijele is hoko. So angena ke babiza umuntu ozongitranslathela and all that, because bona they speaking Spanish. When you sisi-ke ubuye South Africa, esekana nesikhathi laphana sekazibeka which bangitshela-ke ukuthi uzoyenzakalani, I'm taking you to indawo la uzohlala khona so what was happening is that indawo le bengihlala kuyo, they were called ama-pavilions. Pavilion inabantu abawu-10 phakathi. So sonke besinama-room wethu, each person came of different countries again as foreigners. First 3 months, it was not easy for me. I even tried to kill myself because into bengishaya kakhulu abazali was how are they going to stand and preach while umntanabo, because you know how we are. So I couldn't stand it. So into engenza ukuthi ngikhophe ukuthi ngizibuyisele i-relationship yami noNkulunkulu, because ukuze abafundisi nabo ayana bazosinika amazwi amnandi ubone ukuthi siqine. Into engazenzela yona ifavor ukuthi ngibuyiselane ngikwazi ukuba, because it was not easy. Ijele is awful. That place in a darkness. Even when you enter ijele, you could feel your body, everything in you could tell ukuthi ngisebumnyameni. So I had to be strong enough and pray. And I thank God for the family that I have. I'm a parent one, because without the support, because even while I was inside, but when my phones that we were having, the baby phone and our phone. So in the bangs, which cool pay leondo, at least I've got a bazang in the family sometime. Because there were people there who were saying, Tina, my family, wait, because of what? With that. But my own parents, they were there in family for me to call. And even today, wherever I go, if it wasn't for my family, my parents particularly, God, please go on, because God for me, I think this covenant that I had with my God, because it's not easy to talk about such things. Yeah. It's a humiliation on its own. Yeah. For a person to be able to say, I'm wheelchair, it's not easy. You should know what but it's God. Yeah. Or I'm pushing it because I'm a purpose to help my children. So Ngabanes for my land when I was inside, and I think don't keep happening now. Make sure what you mama inside. Make sure what you see that mine or seeing a passion about put down a panic, not to fall into the same trap. So the reason why today you still sitting to apply for Kulu Magandada, it's because of the covenant I had with my God. That God man coma make me which in Kulu in that truth. So I said that my sentence Moses and goes to the that ball. So severe 2.5 years. Yes. So we 2014 to 2015. Coming back. It arrangement because I know what if you would get a behind, right? You have to address your phone out with is it the same system? No, Nanena, I think Chidama foreigners my tickets like Hinangos or Biana, no. Taking the ticket like or you give the thing inform your parents or your family or your friends what you are softly for them to come in. So yeah, going and another wow, that day it was like it's a day that I'll never forget to you. But born about the one made in a pair and they were all like by she didn't be one shy on bonus kutina and Dabama Bashin should take away without fine. But the Babona in the Labang getting high, wow. Bomati, Lonatando, Luliana, Bomati, and we experience about. So, yeah, the boya gay, that did bigger, prosodius, and what on. I can imagine doesn't like hand. Cause you used to the woman, then the man who was mad, and I'm up there, to touch a lip, but you went to give the mind is over pushing Chile. Maybe next for me, I'm going to go back to that line. Life is not easy, but to get throughout the family being up in Damshire, each and Mosha, I would talk from my experience. I don't know about Abanyaban to Badim and Gondowan, Mampoma, Mohat Abang Straight. You would find me sometimes ukhuluma nami ngokubhekile so but angizwa ukuthi i-memory yami nayo beyinokunahleka because remember ejeni uhlala endaweni i-roots yakho is like uyaphuma la uyikhishini uyabuya uvulela umnyaka mhlawumbe uma ngabe uyahamba uyekliniki awukho right emzimbeni or leso sikhathi niye esontweni febuye noma niphumela ngaphandle it's not proper 1 2 3 unama i-fence endela phayani ibonda uyanibona nenonanganyana but you know so ingqondo yami ijwayela indawo leyo ukuthi so it was so disturbing mangibuya namanje inokuyenzeka leyo nto leyo ukuthi remember ekhaya bayazi ke yibo abantu abaziyo ukuthi nokukhohlwa nanayo so but I would say ukuthi la ngibuya ngibonga nje ukuthi the support engiyitholile ekhaya and it took me time ukukhuluma because bangiloko ngihambile all they said to people who say overseas anginamazi umuntu oculo hayi ulapha uzobuya mangibuyile sengibuyile kanjalo ngathi please ngingayikhuluma namanina wait for uzokuthi ngisikhathi yasengizwe ukuthi both it took me time but I will tell you kune danger uma wenza covenant noNkulunkulu because uyakuhlupa kufana nobizo awunobizo you know abantu abanobizo abantu bomoya they will attest to this mawubiziwe ilife yakho iba different from other people uyahlukumezeka ngendlela is different so nami because of that covenant uNkulunkulu bekangihlukumeza yizo ukuthi noma ngisesontweni yabona makushumayela kukhuluma athi ngafayiza ngimemeze yabona bokwenza bale zinto up until I remember it was 2019 there was this lady when the NPO yakhe naye she's got a story to tell you wahlukumezeka i-family member or abuseka bamrape and stuff so bedayenza that event busy different guest speakers abantu abashare ama-testimonies wabo so while they were talking these people bakhuluma ngohambo nabizinto abantu kodwa khona into engathi ngamemeza laphaya no-screen kodwa ne-voice eshawutayo I heard that voice loud and clear it took me what are you waiting for when are you going to share your testimony don't you know that nations are waiting for you ngaphuma ngaye ngaphakhe bengihamba nomama umfundisi wami by that time nabantwana bakhe bokwabani bokuqala ingabatshela le kungoba sibenginabo at that moment ngaphuma ngalinda kancane ngabuyela sithema sesibuyela sesihambe ejendeni sebangisendlini bathi ma lento engizoyikhuluma kuyaqala even angazi ngizoyiqala kanjani but because of the causes we have your influence and then uNkulunkulu uthi manje if I don't talk angikhulumi yeah according to azoyenza because there was a prophecy eyaphuma kimi ngiye kwenye imvuselelo I was this other prophetess called I'll never forget this lady wangibiza wathi kimi yazi uNkulunkulu set up kanjani a-change kwasebusweni athi if awuyenzi lento afuna ukuthi uyenze ngoba uthi uNkulunkulu kimi nations are waiting for you there's something ekhona more I don't know what is it but kunalento uNkulunkulu athi maybe uyikhuluma uyenze uthi bangayenzi I don't even want to tell you lento engithokozisiwe ukuthi khona nawo so ngisesihamba ke sibuyele endlini noma mfundisi ngithi I think nani ya prophets ka prophetess ayisho base ngihlanganisa le mpingiza engizwile namhlanje now is the time for me ukuthi ngibambe lento ngamtshela athi so yazi uma ngifundisa ngamangi what but nani because mina kunalento ethi there's something about this lady ekumele aniyenza ngazini but khona into ayibekile uNkulunkulu wathi mntanami ungasabhekeli gijima nale testimony izosiza abantu abaningi don't look at ukuthi abantu bazothini it's not about people it's about you and God because namvule na so mangibuyela ekhaya that's when nababiza thina to now I'm paid so ngaqala ke 2020 njengoba before COVID ngihamba enkomeni the first school engaya kuzo i-tutor set banginikeza isikhathi sokuya emaklasini ukuthi ngikhulume nabo it was very powerful abantwana balanele they even confess kusihlindiwe siyawathatha ama-draft awabhema because of kunje you understand unfortunate kodwa wasala i-COVID ngiyaqala ngastop but ke engifuna ukusho ukuthi this year ngibona nami ngayo ukuthi uNkulunkulu yazenzela ke because uthi keep on talking about this testimony my daughter uyovula iminyaka because engizofuna ukusho sengicela ukuthi ngithanda uku-advise abantu ukuthi yabona mangabe khona indlela ovuleliwe emhlabeni envile kuhluli ngizokhuluma nge-experience yami maye kumnandi ukukhuluma ngepain yakho a lot of people namhlanje abagunani we've got different sicknesses or depression ama-hyper blood pressure it's because of sinezinto eziningi esizithubela ozomuntu athi I'd rather die kuyayibulala. Mina ngibona ngami ukuthi healing, the best healing that you can do is to talk about ipain yakho. Because the more I motivate, I don't only motivate people, but I motivate myself. The more ngikhuluma ngiyahileka sis. The more ngikhuluma ngiba this inner peace, this inner joy. So I would advise ukuthi bomama nabobaba ngaphandle la asixoxeni, because masikhuluma kanje usizobona umuntu. Kodwa umuntu ohleli nento athani ngikhulume mina ngikhulunjwe fazolo, but makangilalele namhlanje yabona ngikhuluma ngestory sami bold like this, baningi abantu engibamotivate, even abantu engihambe nabo endleleni besenza lokho mina bebengikwenza bayasho bathi wow, you're so brave, uyasikhuthaza yabona, because ukukhuluma usiza umhlaba, usiza isitshaba. Khona umuntu ofabanga ukungena ku-drug trafficking because of, like I said to you, akanamali akusetshenzwa kumzikini. But makangizwa ngithi mina ngiphuma ejele, ngiyalazi ijele. You can do it my sister, usileye kuzoba mnandi, bazokuphamparisha labantu ozobasebenza lapha, biyeze ngela. And ama-grace isithando sami awafani. Yena uNkulunkulu nginike 2 years mikrimat. What about you? Maybe when you shonela kuleyo country ungaphindi ubuye, uyabona, or you're saver for the rest of your life ngiyishe ejele. So I would love to say things like that. Let us learn to be content and let us wait upon the Lord. Senze izinto, push your dream, your goal, get right. Education is the key to success. Uyouth yethu namhlanje, they are very fast. Bafuna izinto ezisashish, bathanda ubumnandi, bathanda ubuhle. But I would tell you, bantwana bami, bantwana basekhaya, mina ngibuzwile ubunzima. And noma ngihleli ngokuthi ngiregrete ngithi here impilo ngabe ngikuphi, but that thing, it does not disturb me, because uNkulunkulu had a purpose yempilo yabo. Kumele ngidlule kunabantu elifini abadanele ukuthi kumele bashayise emabondweni bangene empilweni for ukuthi abanye abantu bafunde ngobuhlungu babo. I can't say ukuthi mina ngikho kuleyo group. I think kuleyo group yalabo bantu uNkulunkulu athi wena lindiwe or wena zami, wena where uyathanda awuthandi, usondlule into 24 ukuthi abantu bafunde ngawe. But mina, your God, will always make sure ukuthi ngiyakriwada, ngiyakcomforta, and nginikeza whatever you need. Thank you so much.
Love, powerful story. And I have so many questions, but I'm sure now you have questions that you'd like to ask. You can go first.
Le voice always isontweni ikhulume nawe ngesilungu.
Okay. Oh, I know. The voice was like real. Ngathi kunomuntu, it was not English, but we isiZulu. I don't want to lie. Ngathi be strong, ngathi futhi voice endod. Young shout. Yeah, big, but akhuluma nge-language yakho.
Okay, I'm curious because ngitshela uzama, I think like mina mangicabanga isilungu yena ngokungishaya namadoda.
And I found it strange what's called
Yeah.
Wow.
It's very strange, ne?
Yeah.
Hey, so with the dream, since you had the dream, there was a dream that was very fundamental, ne? In life in our I think there was a warning. Have you dreamt again, maybe into similar to that?
Oh, wow. It's a good question, yes. Yeah. Sengibuyile nje, sengila. I always give another mapopo and then, like they were disturbing me. But I think it's a sign from God ukuthi lindiwe don't you ever trying attempteka noma ngasama drugs noma yini, but into nje illegal uzobuyela phakathi. I always see myself on such a I won't lie to you. As ngashendlini ngathi I don't like la maphupho now. But mangisho kanjalo bangilokungikhuleka waba nento ethi kimi, no, it's a warning for you ukuthi impilo crime nani into ezinje illegal, it's not for you, because if you can try, yeah, but yes.
Because I'm seeing you as a person wesibindi, ne unesibindi. Ekuqaleni bona isibindi for yourself, asithi for selfish reasons, ne? And then something happened in your life, and then oba nesibindi sokukhuluma, which is isibindi sokuseva abantu, so other people can learn from what you went through. In life, when we were born, I keep saying this, when we were born, you become selfish as a child.
True.
You're looking at everything that benefits you. And then it's katmasia, something tragic will happen in your life to wake you up to the point that you need to save other people. Yeah? So with you, it happened, a city maybe where you were saving yourself. And ask if it was to slay or to be seen in a certain light or to just live a certain life. Yeah? And then something happened where you were given a warning, and then Gwabane followed through a sitting room of some sort. And then your purpose was revealed, I'm assuming, which is what I actually want to ask you. What do you feel is your purpose? Since I from before, it was self-serving, and then something happened that changed you on a different path, where manje you are using testimony yakho to serve abanye abantu. From your point of view, what would you say is service? Your purpose is manje emhlabeni?
If people give me, I would say good to me, like I would tell you this, and ngibonile ukuthi injani. Sometimes ignore, singabantu ufike kwenza indlela ngendlela yami. Purpose yami manje ulindwa uNkulunkulu akasafuni ngenze ngendlela yami. You understand? Because angeke ngikhuluma amanga, safika isikhathi lapho khona financially ziyakhala. Ngomuntu hlale ngisinga ikhapha kube nama voices athi wena bonwenza izinto zenzile, but why don't you try the Angela, not even this? Because bokuningi drug trafficking, it was there, but bengumuntu othandwayo, like ama guys that were into business, shika. I think no gazi or benginalento, because there are people abamani ba choose abantu abazosebenza nabo. Yeah, kuba another thing abayibona ukuthi man this girl ngathi uba inakinyana or yina ngazi, I don't know what they but doesn't namanza pink when natural that isithandwa sami. So I think so kunokufika ngithi I manize kana amazing is it mina what I do now, I do pray, but ngiba nengqondo mina ngikhulumela uNkulunkulu manje uzongithola ngihleli so ngikhulume ayi ngenhliziyo ngithi mara baba makusothi ngenze like ngiyambuza unzima uthi ngiyenzeni because ngihamba lendlela le esivumelene ngayo mara angifuni ukungatsho ngathi the more kuphuthela kakhulu I don't wanna lie kuphelela ngalendlela ukuthi usathanda fika uyabona ukuthi lo umuntu ufuna kumlandela into zakhe zihamba slow mphambeki azibeke izinto ezinjalo, but because of I think uNkulunkulu man uyende wangitransforma ngalendlela ukuthi noma kunzima kanjani ngiyathemtheka kuba nalento engibisele emuva into yabo. So angisaziphileli the purpose yabalindiwe manje is to make sure that I encourage people, is to make sure that I give hope to people, is to make sure ukuthi ngiyabamotivate, babe restored because of it's a calling. I will lie to you, to me ubizo. Because sometimes I feel like I'm going to stop doing this thing because I cannot be called to that way an event or a church or whatsoever. They say, but thank you so much. Bible said about, but wow, but either Lord bless you this and that. Oh my goodness, like things share again, but abantwana mama we are hungry this and that. Fear like this was starting to go to I can't continue. But because of the calling in me, and then the purpose kaNkulunkulu ukuthi wena when we are turned out times ngisolo hambela and I your creator uNkulunkulu wakho I will reward you. So it might be difficult for now, but I can see where God is taking me. So the purpose for me is an abantu that's it. The approving the food. Noma ngithi ngiyathanda ngithandi, but platform yami ngibizela ukuthi go out there, khuluma abantu baphile bahileke babengethemba.
Lastly, just the last question. A covenant, from my understanding, is a deal or an agreement. Does it an agreement? Ne? So I'm assuming which at some point it was very dark. I said maybe you felt lost. I'm assuming this is how it happened. It was correct. You were a CTA Argentina. Was it in a prison where maybe let's say you felt something broke in you, or you felt you had no hope, and the only path that you saw forward was to maybe get on your knees and maybe speak to God or kumana okay. So that covenant, thing, are you willing to share? Or this is what happened or how it happened? Because I'm more interested in how the breakdown happened at that time. The darkness, until if I'm making sense. The breaking point. Because remember I told you, Waar Lam, typically my life was like this, and then there was that breaking point. Yes, obviously the bigger breaking point was being in prison. Ne? But I don't know if you're able to take us to that dark moment where you actually got to that point where you want to do that covenant, or you felt hopeless enough to say, you know what, okay, Yeah. Hey.
No, the thing, like I said, which it happened when the first 3 months and said being in my family, whereby I even tried to kill myself, you know.
Okay.
I remember that day, there was a time with Nilena and Nando may say, Nesakona bo shop, and on me. So I locked myself inside there. So when they saying this jail, because into being shy, I mean, Abasai. I'm full of time, man. Into being bulala with Abasan Bam, like they've tried, you know, and Bebanama, yeah, amashengam yabo why ngenza into so, and then like umphakathi like in the eshaya kakhulu ukuthi abantu yabo yeah mina I might carry leso stigma bakhulume bathini, but I don't know ukuthi izo affecta kanjani ngoba into bengishayi, so ngathi isinimi rather die to vele wayejele washone nakhona yabo thatha lo mese ngangena yabona umthatha sengifuna ukuthi uhlap immediately ngithi kwavela that small voice again ukuthi but lapho bengibonisa, so you don't have to kill yourself, make a veil.
Okay, so it was a feeling of shame, as opposed to something happened in prison. Or I thought maybe there was something where, because I get you hear situations where there's fights, or maybe there's loneliness, or so it was more a feeling of shame.
Yes, more feeling of shame. Yeah, fights the way they now. I was like involved in my fights. Being this place. But babies are I forgot the name. I don't remember. Like in Daulama, they really was shy bantu valelo. It's a terrible place. Lapo.
Solitary.
So my like. Cause you need to be strong and fight for yourself. We can't was good, but will be so it was hell. But in dominating years, getting good, I can't take it anymore. So that voice had to even come down. That's when I had that conversation with God, being break it down, right. God, this is what I want to.
Hey, you know Zulu women and their parents and shame and nothing to them. Yeah, the nothing to them.
When you do isn't distracted, you always say what abazali should my parents know what means it is so. Like everything is says because I don't put this one around. Yeah, it's more about them more than yourself.
True. So it is there.
All right. So Bo she showed me the cooking pack and were you given choices of comfort on how you were gonna smuggle the cooking, or was it just me because I know abanye they get to swallow and so when were you given a choice, or were you told okay, this is how you're gonna traffic?
Me na into vele mina ngayitshela yona ukuthi I will never swallow. Ngimprefera like it. So lucky enough abantu bengibathondile vele bebadila. Like yeah, I think we try to celebrate yabo ukuthi wena can you, but sometimes again unokuthola abantu abathi no, we only want umuntu ogwinyana hindi nemali yakhona. I think mhlawumbe ayifana ngazi ngisangaze ngigwinya, but yokugwinya yona for me ngibona ukuthi dangerous kakhulu, so bengipushela nabantu bami.
Because I'm thinking in my head ukuthi I have so many trust issues. Oqala ngizomthemba ukuthi because I'm sure no one ukuthi if uzobanjwa chances are khona bozula ne consignment eningi or worth more than when they are popping bin over nokuthi kuba nendaba ephumayo attention ibebuwe. Do you think that happened in your case, or it was just a matter of buwina lakho?
No, but I don't want to like, because this is what is going to happen. I mean, bokumele kube njalo, bokumele bokubhaliwe phansi ukuthi ulinde honesty. Yes, bokumele for me ukuthi ngibe unomsebenzi angifuni ukutshela manje ngisekho emhlabeni lokho futhi angeke ngokusihle because izinto bengizithanda big time yabona definitely this is all now bokumele ngifunda like that.
And your boss and what happened after so week?
Okay, good question. I don't want to lie, they were supportive. If you know my saying parati, boss will find out what at what you like about it's an Argentina taste or showing king on a parat. So baby phone event 2 million Argentina Pacifics and to send me clothes and stuff. So man come me 90 you think 9 years. ukuthi contact yami le bekangazi ngayo for me inumber yami.
Yeah.
I change up because bengafuna i-temptations standasami. So ngazenzela leyo favor mangifuna ngathi nama ngibuya lana ngathi asayifunda yampilo. So the best thing that I can do ukuthi ngakhatch contact because temptations are on. Hadn't been ifazane, who knows ngabe mhlambe ngibuyele mhlambe ngiboshiwe ngoba isimo zakhala. Msebenza ukoyo yonke lento yabona kube nesikhathi la ufile ukuthi manje ngisakhona. So ngakhathi contact for me ukuthi ngiphume kulona.
Okay. So criminal record do you have?
I don't have criminal record here in South Africa.
Has it happened?
It happened nani, but next year ngizosuka because after 10 years.
Okay.
Yeah, but we are clean now be.
So very long. Okay, so ubanjiwe Argentina. Let's say usevile vele sentence. Either that should be criminal record. Do you want to travel to Argentina for something else? And let's say you go back to music and you have to travel. Do they ban you from the country? Ability?
To be quite honest with you, I wouldn't say yes or no, but because since I'm breathing that travel I'm doing the next. I believe even the behavior of the account. Yeah, they would look since I'm breathing to do when the passport but I do have abandoned basio labo abasa travel to go to overseas stuff and I don't hear what that all upon. Yeah, I think record lo muntu ukuthi ever since ufumile nabe kuya country usiphethe kanjani. I don't think I would have a problem if I want to travel and go that side. That's my belief.
And then abosisi laba bosebenza are you still in contact with them?
No. I'm not watching.
Wonderful washintsha vele waso ukuthi usikhipha.
I don't even want to. Not in a bad way. So I'm high, but I don't want that relationship again. Because that is temptation in a man too much. So you need to fight that thing now, which one has told you so.
Yeah.
Because it's not easy to be honest with it. Was controlled. It's very easy. Because when I end the corner, I would see once you kill abortion, we are being it's true.
Yeah.
That's why they say you need to fight against that spirit and be delivered from it. Because hence, as I'm saying to you, in his bonus agent.
Yeah.
So it shows it can still happen.
Could be, yeah, because I know you seem to be abantu if you call the certain rituals.
What's the purpose of that bath? There's a bath.
Yeah, there's a bath, but the certain herbs, not though. There's certain herbs which also in the style I know na enye konje babuyin because okay na
Serious?
for a day it was a day and I say in the Vosloorus police station there and the time we wash on yo it was public drinking but it was not public drinking and how it happened even young pora come on when you saw and we just wish to go see ungabe suppose honestly like go no to somebody again see a White House is briefing in the chat so besibu parking lot a shopping center because it's opposite the place similarly abanye bazana imoto okay upose the black label I'm a person born in that's a public drinking as come because so you about like oh it's like no name for to be accessing my squeeze bottles squeeze squeeze bottles I better pose one better pose a rat sabanjo anjo yo so bad so 16th June even worse. 16th June, September 17th June. It was Wednesday on a Sunday. Monday I was writing an exam.
Yeah.
So yeah, but yeah, I wasn't too sure at least person reading. But yeah, it was trauma. So yeah, I remember a friend of mine who said so we are barabuya and I'm Kizitha. I forgot.
Yeah, don't you think there are spirits that stay in certain places because they feed on certain emotions and in such places where there's certain pain if ukhona doba spoke or whatever a spirit is coming in such a place because I believe they are attracted to an intense place of emotions emotions are mine so I mean after that shouldn't there be like some ritual of separating you from and kabang ukuthi sikhona into ezinjalo maybe
no, it's the call.
As a glandine.
No, it's the call. I hear a call or like I show you a channel and like having to take that path. Whereas a look to so whatever happens, no one that see when an inacta like be a part of it. We understand. So it is to separate you from anything to do with you going to
futhi esayini because bekuyisayini bekasesecheck esayini. So yeah, njengoba ushilo ukuthi you had to be delivered from it. I think ngenkolo yakho it's done differently, right?
Yes.
Wesintu, I know it's done differently. There has to be the choice there. That's why when they'll tell you about guy kakhulu mabasuka bazokutshela ukuthi you have to find someone. If mhlawumbe kunomuntu ozwana naye ungaladi naye, kumele uthole umuntu nje kakhulu. That's why they would go to abantu abathini samamsiva and sleep with them, so that yabo sosinyama and whatever iwele bu.
Hey, Sister Lindy, mina bengidla inyama ne. Ngayiyeka inyama. Ne? Since ngayiyeka inyama, I'm less aggressive with a lot of things, and I see aggression in a lot of people. So angazi ukuthi hey, maybe singaba spiritual high situation to maybe the animals maybe now when they were in a terrified state or in a traumatized state.
It's not so very big
yeah, but I'm saying like there's that thing that you're able to pick up certain energies from Ubuntu. So I'm curious with what is that energy that you would pick up from a prison that would want to go back, because it's like an addiction of some sort. I think maybe there was a certain something that you'd get lapo, as much as there's a certain something that you'd get from taking drugs. There's a certain other people who won't understand. You might sit nabantu and think they understand this journey, but they've never been on the journey. Only other people who are like you can understand. Yeah, I wonder what that thing is. Maybe you might not have that addiction. As much as I say, maybe for me, aggression and because of a certain moral reason, or what the reason is, yeah? And I don't have that thing of going back to it. But I wonder what's that thing of, because you'd see certain guys being like us about and you'd find good some of them, maybe he's having a conversation with himself about something. But and you'd hear after a year and maybe there's no reason. I mean, maybe there's no answer, but I just want.
According to my understanding of Bonawam, like I said to you, ni indawo yobumnyama. It's like in language engiyiuzayo is hawk. So obviously there are demons there are spirits. Kuna abantu abashonile lapha kuna ilini yabona. So mawusejele, it's a must ukuthi you need to put mawuphuma be separated from those spirits, because once ungenile lapha nemiboya ihamba down, and they will always want you to go back there because that's where you met. Yaba ipoint yokuhlangana wena nayo lemimoya leyo noma spirits now whatsoever now ma angels of darkness bukuseje. So they will always want to drag you back. So it's a must for a person to be delivered. That one it's a must, because if you don't, I don't wanna know, you will go back. So it depends ukuthi wena inkolo yakho. You know, some they'll do it as usisashilo ngokwesintu, abanye like me that I did it ngendlela yani yenkolo yami and it's working for me, and then abo laba abanye abasebenzela, but we need to be delivered because uzobuyela, because kunemimoya izodrega sekhumbulile mhlawumbe wazi when you were married to mawufika lapha wena wasitholela spiritual husband, a spiritual wife, so fine, yeah, it was all children.
Yeah.
So yakhumbula beninonke lapha erumini nabo ulela khona embhedeni wakho unokukhumbula uzofuna ukudrek. These are the things ezenzakalayo whether we like it or not. Le ndawo isoko indawo ebumnyama, don't want light.
And you've never had a dream attached to into a
dream
from the prison?
It remains
like something ingathi an energy wayithola lapho anything ingathi
man, I won't lie to you. I wouldn't say angizange ngibe nakho lokho mhlawumbe ngikhumbule kahle, but I would say yeah, I mean kuke kwenzakala because iyasinda le ndawo lena, because there's a room esagcineni la kule phambili don't bengihlala kuyo. That room, like it was not happening njani, but because ngobuntu like nami I'm spiritually gifted. Yeah, ngokuzalwa nje ngimuntu, I'm a prophetess with the yasenkonzo. So definitely there's this lady bengilokumbona, but I couldn't see the face, only even izinde. Bekana malanga ukuthi nje umbone phasisile ayongena lapha eroom. That's why I'm saying ukuthi ijele, you need to be delivered because kunemimoya yabo. So kuningi okwenzakalayo while you are sleeping, you don't know zazenzela izinto zakhona. You need to cleanse it.
Yeah, it's serious into maphupho. It's very serious.
We take them lightly kakhulu because I think the misconception is people thinking ukuthi abantu abaphupha njengoba usho ukuthi you had a dream and it happened exactly, and apart from being spiritually gifted, iphupho yakhumbula khona I said ukuthi especially mozomkhumbula iphupho, it's a message. It is a message. It's a matter of being able mhlawumbe ukuzidecoder or ukuthola umuntu ozokupractice yona. And there are people abakhona practice Maria, although they have different meanings, I've realized.
Yeah.
Ungabuza abantu abayi-3 abapractice amaphupho and chances are azoba different, but ekugcineni there is a meaning for whatever dream. And yakho always, because it was quite clear. You understand about when it happened, you remember it. Little poor. So in terms of people, every human being, no matter not spiritual gifted for the fact you're that's why I get worried when I tell other people. Yeah, why they are. Because that's how you get messages na kwa impact to God. Yeah. But I believe God is above everything. So obviously I'm a popo, no man is on my channels are journey, but it is God giving that message or warning or whatever it may be. So yeah, I am a popo. Don't doubt.
Can I close?
Yeah.
In closing, your warning was that dream. There might be some girl, a majority of people who watch the podcast are females. I told you, I think I told you this. Females from townships. There might be a female from a township somewhere, Obugel, and this might be their dream in terms of warning. Your warning came in the form of a dream. Their warning might come in the form of this podcast. We all, I do not believe certain people can stop people from that big tragedy that needs to happen in your life for you to be a testimony of some sort. It might not happen with you. Maybe that person that's watching might take this warning. You might find they actually have to go through something. Because in very free will. I think people have free will and sometimes you can't really turn it destiny you want. But there might be someone who's not really getting a dream, but who's watching this thing and this is their point of departure or their last warning. What would your message be to those people who are desperate and is the last option? Which I think this is your testimony.
Well, ngiyabonga kakhulu. Mina engakusho nje ngizophinda futhi ngizobuyela nje emazwini engiwashilo bengiloku ngiwa-highlighter ukuthi I know it might not be easy. Siswami or Putwani, Mama wami, because we do have abantu abadala abgo into this drug trafficking thing ozokutshela ukuthi okunzima. Impilo nzima, I know that. But all I can say is that lesimo kuso manje try ukuthi noma sinzima kanjani usibekezelele and be umuntu onethemba, because into engiyibonile kakhulu abantu baphelelwe ithemba. Once ungasenathemba empilweni ayidokona naye ayikho into ezolunga, but just speak positive over your life. Uzitshele ukuthi angeke kuhlale kunje, khona umhlabeni osho ukuthi ngeke kuhlale kunje, izimo ziyaguquka, uNkulunkulu uyayishintsha. Akusiyo indlela. I don't know what you're thinking ukuthi mhlawumbe khona into plan onayo, into ofuna ukuyenza. Mina njengoba sengihleli lana ngikhona ukuthi ngizoxoxisana nani, ngiyacela ukuthi ungakulandeli lokho. Hleze sokusemnyama. Yabona babathi mangizokhanya kuba mnyama kakhulu. Mhlawumbe wena sosemnyama ukuthi ama blessings wakho uNkulunkulu yonke lemikhuleko wona ukukhuleka ukuthi uNkulunkulu ngicela ungiphe lokhu nalokhu. So yes, that's why manje kuba mnyama kakhulu. Bekezela, akukhona ulabambelela, uzokhanya. And asifunde ukuthi kuningi esingakwenza sisitshela ukuthi hey mina angiyakwazi ukuklinela ubani. There are things ezincanyana that we can do, good people bantu basekhaya, for us to survive, because into esigijimisile sonke emhlabeni isingwa, daily bread. Yes, in life yokuba nezimoto nezinto ezinhle ibonus leyo, but what is important is for us to have daily bread. Kukhona ongakwenza mhlawumbe yo-ayina uwenzele bhutwana ingadi rather than ulandele lo mkhubo omumbi ngoba igcineni uzokhala. Angifuni ukutshela manga kuzoba buhlungu. Bekezela. I think ikhona ongizwayo, khona engikhuluma naye ukuthi sosemnyama. Iba nje positive, ungalahli ithemba. Stop talking negative ngempilo yakho. Uthi wena vele udalela inhlupheko. Akekho umuntu odalela ubuhlungu. uNkulunkulu usilethe emhlabeni wethu unama plans amahle ngathi. So let's just be positive about it. Kuzokhanya nakuwe, kuzodlula. So yiloko engakusho ukuthi asibe content. Mangabe sidla nekhandisi njalo nepama silala ngalo. Nidle ngoba lodla ama takeaways. Kuyafana ukudla amafika esiswini akubani ukuthi wenile. Into ebalulekile ukuthi uzolala udlile usuthi. Kuze kulunge kuze kukhanya. Ngiyabona. No. Hi, baton is in prayer. I guess It's really unfortunate that siyabonga kakhulu for kanalpho usivula amehlo, and I think uzenesikhathi esi-perfect because njengoba usho ukuthi zinokukhala, and I remember a couple of weeks ago we were having a conversation in Sitaba. Gary, ukawona, like, you try pushing a business bunzima. Sitaba, you kicked us right, and jokingly we would say that what's my hamba situation is so thing is I come stand up, let's the first guy to hey, and I would jokingly say that any day my mom would open at like usira sama mama fika umuntu at but wena uyikwana, and I'm like, I honestly ngoba ngikwana, but I know there are people who would be willing ukuthi ukwana abeke them over asitshela ukuthi it's ngithanda in life, because mazikhala ama-seasons awafani, and I think with life it's one thing I see from that, and we have to learn to be content. One get isimo, but one get isimo ungahlali comfortable. Try other ways ukuthi if need uzame ngazo. But no, like honestly, and for me, as I was saying, that you should jokingly, but they were true, and so at this point I would do anything. Yeah, but to be in one, honestly, the option you nah. And yeah, so it's better to bonus from a distance speech. So at least the conversation I am busy. No, I am busy, honestly. What I saw colonies the door says Anna, but yes. But what's given an opportunity to touch up on big little has in your clean that I was with the ship. Compare when as much as you were fortunate, only I owe and was human and had that duration. So guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure that you subscribe if you haven't subscribed. We love engaging with you guys. I know this will be a conversation that will continue in my comment sections later. Please leave your comments. Remember, they have to be respectful. If they're not respectful, we will delete them to another time.
Sibindi uyangilala.
You